The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 summer edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, Bob Holden-Betts. Steve is out on official business, something to do with the Biden campaign and the statute of limitations. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, the CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear all about their successes, challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, and you can also see us on YouTube and see Bob Holden-Betts and his flaming red hair.
Not so much flaming anymore.
You used to have flaming red hair.
Yeah, a lot of salt in there.
It was very, very bright, man. How you been, buddy?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Thank you for pinch hitting. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
How are your sinuses? Bob and I share an affinity for sinus problems. You never got a surgery, did you?
I never had surgery. No, I think we think it's in your thing. But sometimes people tell me I'm nasally, and I get it. I've always had seasonal allergies, and that's part of why I became a beekeeper as well, is that local honey.
Will help with that, yeah. So how is the honey business? Steve, Bob has a nice honey business going.
It's good. The honeys are very busy. It's a good year for honey making.
Why is that, Bob?
Not a ton of rain, right? When it is raining.
I thought it was a ton of rain.
It is raining at night.
Oh, okay.
So, but a lot of the days have been nice. It got warm early, so everything kicked up about 3 weeks earlier, so a little bit more productivity. A lot of flowers out. Wildflowers in New York are plentiful. So, so when they have that, you have pollen, nectar, and that's what they need to make honey.
Wonderful. Well, good job, man. And then we'll talk about what your other profession is, but needless to say, Bob has been in sales, marketing, and management and all that. So he's very, very educated and appropriate to sit in the chair over there and talk to local business people. We've got a great show all racked up for you today, folks. We're going to be talking with Todd Evans. He's a partner at Twin Birch Dairy. John Tomino stops by. He's the co-founder of In My Father's Kitchen. Matt Major is the founder of Your Local IT Department. We'll talk IT with him. Jim Engel is the past president and director of piping and drumming at Central New York Scottish Games. Mitch Stahl is the owner of Primal Pathways Dog Training, and the name looked familiar. Now, they didn't ask me about booking him, but I believe he helped my father train both of his German Shepherds. So that'll be an interesting conversation with Mitch. And then Stephen Scheinman is the vice president on the board of Skaneateles Festival. Liz Crisanda is the executive director of the ALS Association of Upstate New York. And then Scott Titus is going to stop by. He's the he is the marketing director at Usherwood Office Technology. So we're going to have nice conversations with all these people coming up. Okay, first, let's direct our attention over to Todd Evans, partner at Twin Birch Dairy. How are you, Todd?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, my friend. Part of Onondaga Grown as well, right? You guys are definitely Onondaga. Where is the farm located? Where is Twin Birch?
On the west side of Skaneateles Lake.
I don't know if I've been on the west side. I don't know what the difference is.
Well, they play polo on the west side, and the aerodrome is over there.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Skaneateles Airport, the polo fields.
The country club?
Dutch Hollow Country Club.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So now I know. Okay,
yes.
Because I've DJ'd over at the country club many times. Yeah. So and Yellow Wineries is probably down there on your side as well.
Very close. Yeah.
Okay, great.
That's some prime property.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So tell us what you do. Well, first, give us your history. How did you get into farming, and what'd you do before you got to Twin Birch?
I grew up on a small. My mother's family had a small dairy farm.
Was that here locally, or?
Yep. On the other side of Skaneateles.
Okay. Do you want to say what it is, or can?
Yeah,
Can you?
Mountfield Holsteins.
Okay, gotcha.
I grew up working with my grandfather and my two uncles.
Yeah.
Graduated high school and wanted to experience something else, and went to Twin Birch and been there ever since.
Did you have to go to school for farming, or is it just in the blood and in the family?
I did not. A lot of people do. I chose to learn by experience.
Yeah, which is a great way. So what exactly do Twin Birch, by the way, the birch trees are one of my favorite trees. So I would imagine there's birch trees over there, yes?
The original ones are gone, but there's been replacements.
Okay, yeah. I just love the look of a birch tree. Yeah. So what do you do at the farm? Are you how many heads of cattle are you milking?
So we milk 1,500 cows. I have a partner that manages the dairy, and I manage the crops and the shop and the repairs and outside maintenance and stuff.
Right. That's pretty big. Is it big? I shouldn't say that's pretty big.
It was considered big at one time, but I think it's more on the small side now.
Okay.
I mean, gentleman farming seems like it's a hobby, right? There used to be people when I was growing up that had 50 or 60 head of cattle. You're not doing it.
And you're from the Central Square area, so
exactly.
You're familiar with a lot of farms out there.
Yep. So it seemed like 50, 60, you could maybe do 100. Now it just seems like you need 1,000 or more.
Yeah, you need the scale to be efficient and be able to get people to specialize in certain tasks and stuff to,
right.
Just to.
When you talk about crops, are you talking about crops just to feed the cows, or do you sell produce as well?
Mostly to feed the cows, but we also sell some commodities, grain, wheat, and some corn, soybeans.
Okay, locally or nationally, or?
It all depends on where it's needed. We sell mostly through a local broker, but you never know where it's going. Sometimes the corn will go to the ethanol plants locally. It all depends what it is and where the need is, where the market is.
So is most of your day spent on the equipment or in the equipment?
I try to be more flexible and not be stuck in a piece of equipment to try to keep everything going.
Yeah.
It's not just the guy in the tractor,
Yeah.
There's more to it.
Yeah.
There's a flow to everything, so when something stops or something's broken, I'd rather be that guy to be there to keep things moving and back on track.
Where does the milk go?
So we're part of a member-owned marketing group and milk processing facility in Auburn. Okay. So Cuga Marketing and Cuga Milk Ingredients.
So would we find your milk in Upstate Milk or Burn Milk or?
Most of that milk is not made into fluid milk. It's made into dry powders, like baby formulas and stuff.
Interesting.
And shipped all over the world.
Good golly, that's pretty fun. So you have been in the business how long, did you say?
So I've been at Twin Birch since 2007.
Okay. And Twin Birch has been around for how long?
1960.
Oh, okay. So they've got a little history.
So I'd be part of the third generation of Twin Birch.
Yeah. Do you guys go to the fair?
To visit? Yes.
I mean, I guess to show, the cows.
So I have 4 children, and we've just the last couple of years gotten into them showing some animals at the fair.
Yeah.
We go to the county fair, which is August 1st. They're not quite there to go to the state fair. It's kind of a bigger operation.
I see, okay. So that's something to shoot for.
Recently there was the Olympic trials, and I watched a dairy farmer from Vermont that made it. Are you familiar with Ellie St. Pierre?
I am not.
Okay, you should look her up online. She is going to the Olympics, and she's big in the whole Vermont dairy scene.
Interesting.
I will do that.
All right. Well, that's Todd Evans right there, partner at Twin Birch Dairy. Thank you for all you do. We really appreciate that and being part of Onondaga Grown and all that. So you have a great rest of the day, okay, buddy?
You guys too.
Thanks, Todd.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk with John Tomino. He's the co-founder of In My Father's Kitchen right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.